What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of North of the Lake Weekly Sports Talk Live with your boy Money Mun, man. It's been a couple of weeks since y'all seen me. A lot has taken place since we last spoke, since the last time y'all seen me. Unfortunately, I'm gonna get this out the way now. My Facebook, my TikTok, and my Instagram was hacked. So like all of my podcast content is no longer on Instagram, on Facebook, or on TikTok. So like it's like I said, y'all bear with me on that. But man, welcome to another episode of North of the Lake with your boy Money Mun. I'm coming live from the city of sin, baby. From the city of sin. I'm coming from Las Vegas, Nevada, man. I'm out here on the road. Shout out to my truck drivers. As y'all can see, I am in my semi truck, man. Let me get the people in from Instagram in on this live. I'm streaming on Facebook, YouTube, X, and now on Instagram. It took me a while to get on Instagram, so let me get our people in on Instagram in over here right quick. Y'all bear with me for 1 second. I am now live on Instagram right now. So welcome all my people from Instagram, man. This is episode 15, bro. It seemed like it was just yesterday we started, man. So I wanna thank y'all for y'all continued support, man. Thank y'all for y'all continued support, man. We're getting ready to have a guest come in here in a minute. But I definitely want to thank y'all for all the support. We got scores at the bottom. We got the Saints game. We got the NFC South scores at the bottom. Also, we got the bowl games, man, from this week. Some of the bowl games, you know what I'm saying? We on episode 15, man. Thank y'all for y'all continued support. Make sure y'all subscribe, man. Make sure y'all subscribe on YouTube. That's NOTL Month on YouTube. It's also at the bottom of the screen. Like I said, we are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram. And man, like I said, it had some interesting things happen this week, man. Georgia just manhandled Florida State, man. So I think their argument for being in the college football playoff is kind of out the window at this point, if you ask me, man. Like they didn't even put up a fight. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they got any justification for an argument right now, man. The Saints took care of business against the Bucks today, bro. You know, I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know how to feel about the Saints right now, but they did beat the Bucks 23-13, bro. I'm not so sure how good or a bad thing that is. I don't know if it's negative or positive, bro. You know, at the end of the day, I know it's not a good chance that we're gonna make the playoffs because the Saints will have to beat Atlanta next week, and the Bucks will have to beat Carolina. So I don't know if I don't have any faith in the Carolina Panthers. So it's looking like the Saints playoff chances are very slim to none right now, unless the Carolina Panthers can pull the miracle. And it will be a miracle, man, because CJ Stroud is looking pretty bad right now, man. Let me get my boy Jay Black in on the show, man. First time guest, my homeboy. What's going on, Jay? Can you hear me?
What's up, man? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good, brother. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. So I'm happy to be on here.
Man,
I'm all over the place. I'm just making a touching down the hammer.
Bro, man. Like I'm glad to have you on, bro. Like it's been a long time coming, man. But look, did you see that Saints game today? Are you up on your sports?
Man, I missed the Saints game. I was catching the highlight. I was getting up to date on everything just now as we speak. But I'm glad to see we could pull out a win. Honestly, I just don't see. I just wish the Saints would just put more into, you know what I'm saying, towards the draft, really, because it's just this. A win is a win, but I feel like we winning a little too much right now because shoot, it's gonna mess up our draft chance. I'm trying to get a high draft pick.
Hey, I feel the same way, man. I feel the same way, man. But look, we're gonna get into a number of topics today, bro. We're gonna talk about Georgia manhandling Florida State, bro, and what that means for what the playoff what the college football playoff committee did and how they ranked the teams and who should be in the playoff, who shouldn't be in the playoffs. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about NIL and the transfer portal. Is NIL and the transfer portal ruining college football right now, man? A lot of people think so. I've been getting a lot of people asking me to talk about that. We're gonna get into the college football playoff predictions. Who you think gonna win that thing? Almost some of our supporters to come in on this, man. Like I said, right now I'm screaming on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, and on Instagram. Finally on Instagram. So all my Instagram supporters, man, y'all please leave me a comment, shoot me a DM. I'm gonna see if I can get y'all comments in on the screen, but this is only my second time screaming on Instagram, man. We're gonna get into Dion, man. Is Dion constructing the championship team, man? We're gonna talk about that. Lamar Jackson went off today, bro. Lamar Jackson went off today, man. A lot of people saying his stats was not comparable to win the MVP. Well, I think he made a case today, man. We're gonna get into Sean Payton, man. Sean Payton benches Russell Wilson, man. Ryan Clark said Sean Payton out here thugging, bro. That's what Ryan Clark said. Ryan Clark said Sean Payton is out here thugging at this point, bro. Because I mean, like, I never seen Sean Payton treat uh Drew Brees the way he treating Russell Wilson right now, man. So that's interesting. We're gonna get into that, man. And then Mike Denbrock leaves LSU for Notre Dame. So LSU is looking for a coordinator. Who do we think should be the offensive coordinator? Also, man, Brian Kelly is having rumors that Brian Kelly could potentially be leaving LSU for Michigan. So we're gonna get into that. And also, I seen a report by Ian Rappaport that says Dennis Allen will return next season. I think a lot of Saints fans are gonna have something to say about that, bro. I don't know, Jay. That one right there might be the story of the day for me, bro. I don't think a lot of Saints fans want to hear that one, man. But the Saints did impress over the Bucks today, man. They won 23-13, and man, and we're gonna talk about have the Saints arrive. I think they starting to look better, man. I think they starting to look better, man. But yeah, man. So Jay, man, tell the people who you is, man. Tell them your football background, your athletic background, where you come from, and everything like that, bro.
Oh, all right. Shoot, I'm Jeremiah Black. I went to Hammond High. I played linebacker DN. Uh, had a bad knee injury sophomore year. Came back senior year. Did my thing. And then shoot, I went to Tyler Junior College. You know what I'm saying? I went to Texas. Did the walk on thing and shoot, I made a business decision to leave Tyler with my with my pride intact and go ahead on and get into the working world.
Bro. That's what's up, man. Shout out to our Hammer High Tornadoes, man. Shout out to our Hammer High Tornadoes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
played, man, you already know, man, you go back, man, you played together at Hammer High School, man. So what you think about Hammer High right now, man? What you
Mm-hmm.
think about our Tornadoes right now, Hammer High and Tangent football in general, man? But, we definitely, Hammer High Tornadoes, man. How you feel about our Hammer High Tornadoes right now, bro?
Man, first thing, I'm proud of the strong win over Ponchatoula. That's always a blessing. It's always
Hey,
great.
man, it's
It's
always a
always great.
blessing.
That's always great. And I I really like the way the direction that the program is going in right now. I think it's a journey. I think it's only up from here. And I believe that if
Well, I think I lost part of you. Yeah, can you hear me? Y'all let me know in the chat when y'all hear me. I think we have some technical difficulties right now. It could be on my end. Yeah, can you hear me? Y'all let me know in the chat right now. We could be having some technical difficulties over here, man. Y'all do bear with me, man. Thank you for joining. If y'all can't hear me, like I said, this is the only the second time I'm screaming on Instagram. So man, shout out to everybody that's supporting right now. I think I am having some technical difficulties, man. So if y'all can't hear me, please let me know in the chat. I'm not so sure if you can hear me right now. I am in Las Vegas, man, right now. So I'm not sure if I have the best signal out here at this point, man. But shout out to all my supporters right now, man. Like I said, the scores are at the bottom, man. The scores are at the bottom, man. What y'all think about that Georgia game? We're getting ready to get into that, man. We got Jay Black. We're gonna try to get Jay Black back on the screen right now, man. But if y'all can't hear me, leave me a comment right now. I'm trying to make sure that my audio is good. Okay, all right. Robert Dane said I can't hear you, and also Robert Dane said Peyton isn't what he used to be. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Coach Daniels. I don't know, man. I think Sean is still that play caller. I think Sean is still the play caller and the head coach that we used to. I think he's going through something, man. I think I don't want to say a midlife crisis or something like that, but he seems kind of agitated a lot right now, man. I am still a believer in Sean Payton. I am a believer in Sean Payton. Let me try to get Jay back in on the screen here. Jay, can you hear me?
Man, I can hear you, but it's low. Maybe it's my phone.
Yeah, I think
You
it
hear
might
me?
people in the chat they can't. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can't hear you, man. Shout out to Robert Dames in our chat. He did he used to. I don't know if I think Sean is still that. I think he's still that dude, man. Because you got to look at what Denver was last year, what they are right now. Um, the play calling isn't good, bro. I mean, like I said, I haven't watched a lot of Denver, but I mean, just looking at their record, looking at Russell Wilson's stats, and we're gonna get into that a little later. I don't think the benching of Russell Wilson was justified when you look at his stats, though. Like, he's still having a pretty good season, man. And they are kind of like hovering around 500 right now. So I don't know. I think they're a lot better than they was last year under the last coach. I can't think of his name right now, but I think they are better under Sean Payton than they were under the last guy because what is it? It was Aaron Rodgers, offensive coordinator. I can't think in Green Bay. I can't think of his name. Nathaniel Hackett. I think it's a lot better under Sean Payton than it was under Nathaniel Hackett, man. But shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now, man. Y'all leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If I'm tripping, let me know. He said, well, man, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, I tell you what, if I don't know what I'm talking about, y'all come on in here in this chat, or I can send y'all the code to the video, and y'all can come on screen like my boy Jay Black right now. So if I don't know what I'm talking about, I want you to come in here and prove it to me. You know what I'm saying? So, man, like I said, thank y'all once again for tuning in. Shout out to everybody on Facebook, on YouTube, on X. I'm still not used to saying X yet, bro. I don't like that. They just change it back to Twitter, man. You know what I'm saying? And on Instagram, man. So shout out to everybody right now that's in the chat right now. Jay, man, like I said, the last thing I heard that you were saying, man, we was talking about Hammer High School, man. What you think about Hammer High?
Man, I think Hammer High going into the right direction, man. I just believe that that if the city and Hammond stay together and really support that program, man, and get behind Coach Buckles, man, they could really change the narrative of Hammond High football from the past 13, 14 years. I, uh,
Exactly,
I
man.
like to see those athletes out there, man. Them dudes out there balling, man. Them dudes getting that exposure that they need. Those guys really putting in that, you know what I'm saying, uh, 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 the work that they need to do to get to where they need to be. For as far as like the winning, getting to the playoffs and that thing right there, those things gonna take care of themselves. Those things gonna take care of themselves. I believe that, man. They're still a talented town, talented parish, and really being honest, I ain't trying to be biased, but shoot, Ham in itself really got really the top athletes in the parish, and they all scattered out.
Man, I say,
that's gonna ruffle some feathers right there. But
I mean, it is what it is. Man. Like I said, I invite anybody to come on here and debate me about it. I think we got some of the best athletes in the world, man. To be honest with you, just our time at Hammer High, man. We seen the athletes from the Robert Office to the Mark Bridgewaters. To me, yourself. Some more guys that also Treston Daku who played for the Cowboys for a little stint. Had about a 3-year career in the NFL, man. So we definitely seen some guys at Hammer High, man. But so let's move it along, man. Did you get a chance to see Georgia versus Florida State, man? Did you get a chance to see that game by any chance, bro? Because man, Georgia just came in that thing and they
yeah,
just
buddy.
said, you know, they was upset about not making the playoffs, and you could see it. It was nothing no other way that you could proceed the way they came out there and dominated Florida State. But you do got to highlight though. I think I read that Florida State had 20 players that had opted out of that bowl game, so you got to keep that into consideration too. But man, it was so dominant to the point. I'm not sure it would have mattered if they had they full roster or not. I came on here once the college football playoff committee released that ranking, and I said that I thought that Georgia should have been in there over Alabama because I feel like Georgia had played a better season than Alabama. Even though Alabama won the head-to-head matchup in the SEC championship, I felt like Georgia was the better team, and I think they proved that against Florida State. Man, they came up in that really, really, truly Alabama. I mean, I'm sorry, Georgia came up in there and they dominated from the start to the finish. Man, it was just total domination. Florida State scored 3 points. The score was at the bottom, 63-3, bro. Like, man, what was your take on that game, bro? Like, how did you feel about that game?
I mean, I'm a feel this. I'm a feel. I feel as if I'm being biased anyway, just towards the SEC.
Oh,
I
absolutely. I'm
wasn't
always
shocked
biased. This is a biased platform, man.
it happened like that, because
Yeah.
we see that all the time, right? We've been saying that for years with the SEC to college football. It's rare that the SEC is not in the top three. You know what I'm saying? You got a season to where Georgia, Alabama. You know what I'm saying? For the first time in a long time, not at not number one and number two. So in that game, I was not shocked that they did what they did. I mean, not talking bad about Florida. I mean, Florida State. Florida State's a great football team. I don't believe that it wouldn't have been any different if they'd had all the guys that opted out because
Yeah.
Georgia just dominated football team. I don't think they can beat Georgia head to head in those trenches because the Georgia's interior front on both sides of the ball has been stacked for years. So it's
Right.
like it's tough to say that the game would have went any different with the
I
players
would
that
say,
opted
but
in. Georgia came in the game with a chip on their shoulder.
yeah, but the only thing I don't think I push back on that. I don't think it been 63-3. I think it might have been more like 45-25 or something like that. But I still think Georgia was like a decidedly better team, or favorite going into that game just because they Georgia. Like I said, they're gonna beat you in the trenches. That's one thing about Georgia. They're gonna beat you in the trenches, man. It never fails. Like Georgia is like how Alabama was, in the 2010s, when we was coming up in high school and stuff like that, man. Like Georgia is Alabama now. Like, they're gonna dominate in the trenches. And I'm not so sure, man, if Georgia was in the playoff. I don't think Bama beats. I said this on the last live. I don't think uh, Bama beats Georgia 9 out of 10 times. I truly don't believe that. I think Georgia wins that game 9 out of 10 times. I think Alabama caught Georgia on the right night, and they had the right game plan. They had Nick Saban, with the game planning that he do. I really think Georgia does not beat Alabama again. I think Georgia wins that game. I ain't gonna say 9 out of 10. I say 7 out of 10 times. Georgia beats Alabama 7 out of 10 times. Alabama just so happened to catch Georgia on that night where, you know, game plan won the game. Because it's not like Bama dominated that game either, right? So man, go ahead.
Nah. Bama didn't. I mean, I do believe that was a coach. That was an out coach game by Bama out coached Georgia that game. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, man, you already know how Saban is, but like Saban, it just seemed like Saban. It's like that's like going back to Sean Payton. I was talking about Sean Payton earlier. Like Sean Payton was like one of the few head coaches I've seen like game plan to win a game. Like he might not even have the more talented team, but somehow and it's like even with Bill Belichick, like with the Patriots all those years, bro. It's like they had some dudes out there that were just some average receivers that you go find at a D2 school or something like that. And they had Tom Brady, they had the offensive scheme, they had the great defenses, and they won games. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what Nick Saban can do. That's pretty much the Sean Paytons of the world. It's certain head coaches that can game plan their way to a win. And Nick Saban is one of those guys. That's why I think Alabama is dangerous in this playoffs. I think they probably should be the favorite because I mean, if they get past Michigan, I don't think Texas and I don't think Washington can. I know Texas beat Bama early in the year, but trying to beat Nick Saban twice, bro, is like near to impossible. You know what I'm saying? That'll be an amazing feat by Steve Sarkisian, bro. If he can go up in there and beat Nick Saban 2 times in one year, I just don't see that happening. You know what I'm saying? So Bam,
Nah.
I
It ain't
think
gonna.
Bam,
Nah. Yeah, that's tough, bro.
exact. That's a tough ask for anybody to beat Nick Saban twice in one year. I don't even have to look this up, bro. I can guarantee you nobody has ever beat Nick Saban twice in one year. I know for a fact. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not even in the NFL with the Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? Like I probably would bet some money on that. You know what I'm saying? So it's coaches like Nick Saban that can always get it, but I still think Georgia is the more talented team. But right now, Alabama is probably the more talented team that's in the playoff. They play the probably the most sound football now. I'm not gonna lie though, bro. Texas is a team that scares me too. If Texas can get past Washington, I don't know. I don't know what'll happen. You know, I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm not saying that Texas couldn't beat Alabama, but but the case right now, I think the case is though. I think Georgia should have been in the playoff over one of the other teams. And I'm gonna put the graphic on the screen. Who got into the college football playoff? So we got number one Michigan, Washington, Texas, and Alabama. You know what I'm saying? So so who would you take out? I mean, who would you take out in that situation? I'm not sure. Maybe take out Washington. I don't think you can take out Washington. Uh, but Texas is kind of a it's kind of I think Texas would have been an odd team out had the college football playoff committee decided to keep Georgia in it. I think it'll look like Michigan, Washington, Georgia. Oh well, no, Alabama would probably be at the 3 spot because they beat Georgia. But Georgia probably would have been at that 4 spot playing Michigan number one, and I think Georgia would have just mopped the floor with Michigan. To be honest with you, bro. To be honest with you,
It's an unfortunate situation, man, for Georgia, man, because Georgia deserved that spot. They deserve one of those spots in that playoff.
absolutely, man,
And
absolutely,
I'm gonna go with getting Texas out of there because I don't think Texas gonna be able to hang.
bruh. The crazy part though, Jay. Like even going back like to that year, LSU played Texas in 19. I thought Texas was the best team LSU played in 2019. Just the way they played us, like they scored like at will. They was hanging in there with us for the majority of that game until that 4th and 17 play. The famous Burrow to Jefferson touchdown on 4th and 17. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Up until that point, like we was like, I was at a truck stop. I never forget that. I was at a truck stop in Chicago, and I was like, I don't know, we're gonna win this one. You know what I'm saying? Like
it
like
was tough.
Texas brought that pressure, and for like the last maybe like 5-6 years. I mean, I've been looking for Texas to like get to the playoff, and now they here, bro. Like I'm like, well, they got the talent. Like I said, I thought they was the best team LSU played in that 2019 season. Who everybody proclaims to be the greatest team of all time. And it's really their time though. I don't know, Jay. I don't know if Texas don't deserve because when I seen them play, I forgot who they played in the Big 12 championship. Maybe was it Oklahoma State? I can't remember right now, but they dominated. You know what I'm saying? They looked dominant. The play calling looked crisp. It looked impressive, man. It looked like they had the size on within the interior. You know what I'm saying? It looked impressive. Shout out to Coach Robert Dames, man. He said Georgia is a minor league NFL team. They are deep all across the board. I agree with that, man. Georgia
Yes,
got them
sir.
dogs. They got the
Yes, sir.
size. That's the thing about it. Like not only do they have the talent, but they have the size. You know what I'm
A
saying? They
size, man.
they have that size and just the speed and it's the full package. They're gonna win at the line of scrimmage. That's what Georgia does. They look like the Alabama of the past, man. So, man, I don't know, but
The
but go ahead.
the playoffs it's a whole different. See, teams like Alabama that been there, team like Georgia that should be there. They play a different football game. See, Texas they play good football all year. Michigan good football all year, but those guys don't. But teams like Alabama, Georgia, and those coaches and that coaching staff that go to the playoffs all the time, they play different football when they get up there. And it's time to crunch it down. You see what I'm saying? So you could be undefeated all year long, blowing teams out all year long, but you come up to Alabama, Georgia, and y'all in that playoff and y'all under them lights. That Nick Saban football team, you know what I'm saying? That Georgia football team, they play different. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah. And it seemed like it's like Nick Saban be like even more detailed. Like it's like, and especially when you give him a like this amount of time to game plan. Like that's why I don't like Michigan's chances at all, bro. I don't like Michigan chances at all, bro, because I mean like they not the most talented team. Like when I watch Michigan, it's like okay, I mean they pretty good football team, but I don't see that guy out there. I know they got a
Nah,
nice running back. They do have a nice running back. Like I'm not saying they don't have guys out there, bro, but like when I see it though, bro, I'm just not impressed with it. It's like it's kind of like old school football. Like line up, we're gonna run the ball, and the quarterback gonna make just enough plays. I don't think that's gonna get it done against Alabama, bro. Just
nah,
because it's
it's
Nick
not, bro.
Saban. And to be real, bro, this is not even like a great Alabama team this year. Like let's not get it wrong. I mean, Alabama wasn't that great they self this year. Alabama, people forget Alabama almost lost to USF in the beginning of the season this year, bro. They should have
But
they should have lost to Auburn. Auburn gave up a Hail Mary at the end of the game, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, Alabama hasn't played well themselves either, bro. So I mean, they ain't. I mean, this is a weird year for college football. Just with the NIL, everything is. We're gonna get into that a little later, but with the NIL, everything that's going on. But man, let me shout out everybody that's in the live right now, man. Everybody that's watching from Instagram to Facebook to YouTube, man. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, this is my second time going live on Instagram. I am back on X. I'm trying X out one more time, man. It's just like Twitter's not a good place to really post content, other than just your opinion out there. So I'm doing an experiment with X right now. But shout out to everybody that is in this live right now, man. Leave me a comment. Let me know what y'all think. If we tripping, let us know, bro. And we gonna have a response for you. I know I am at least. I'm gonna have a response for you. So man, let us know, bro. But yeah, man. Georgia didn't play any games with Florida State. I know Florida State did have 20 opt-outs. That's a lot, bro. I'm not gonna lie. 20
man, that's your
opt-outs
whole
is a
team.
lot. That's your whole right. Is that and they were starters. Like I'm not talking about like guys that was on the bench. Like they had 20 starters. I think I read. If I am mistaken, y'all let me know in the comments. But they had like 20, bro. They had 20 of them. They had 20
Yeah.
opt-outs that were starters. I mean, like Florida State was a better team than what they put out there, though. Like I know that from watching this year. I know watching them against LSU. I know Florida was a better Florida State. I'm sorry. I know Florida State was a better team than what they displayed last night, bro. They just it was. You know what I'm saying? Like first of all, Jordan Travis went down with an injury. You know what I'm saying? Both of their top receivers, Keon Coleman and the 6'7" guy. I can't think of his name right now. They opted out along with the I think their entire defensive line was out. And I don't think they had everybody in the secondary either. So I can understand, but I still don't think they would beat Georgia. Even fully loaded, I don't think Florida State beats Georgia. I just
Yeah,
don't
they
believe
can't.
that.
I don't think they can compete, man. It's tough to say that, man. That SEC it's a different breed, even with the NIL, even with the transfer, all that, man. These guys, it's different football in the SEC. It's different. It's different, man. The guys are all everybody's fast, everybody's big, everybody's strong, and everybody's well coached and technically sound. So it's tough to compete, and all of these teams have depth. When they're at their best, when they're good, they're good. Like when Bama and I want to go back to something you said about Bama. Bama, this is not the best Bama team that we've seen, but they're a different team in that playoff. They're a different
Yeah,
team under them lights, and they're a different team amongst any other team in the country. You know what I'm
right. They is, bro.
saying?
Because they got that goat. They got that goat over there, and Nick Saban, bro. That's dialing up, the defenses, and he gonna keep him a quarterback, a running game, the defensive line, offensive line. That's why I say, Jay, they can put me at quarterback at Alabama. I win the Heisman right now. Right now, 31 years old, right now, fresh out of a truck, hopping out of an 18 wheeler, I can go win the Heisman in Alabama behind that offensive line right now. I guarantee you that. I can throw
it,
that thing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
that's just the stable that Nick Saban has built. That is who he is. He gonna dominate the line of scrimmage, bro. So that just what it is. But let's get into it a little deeper, man. Did the college football playoff committee get it right? You know,
No, sir.
did did they get it right, man? Did the
Nah,
college football playoff committee get it right? I'm gonna put the
you
graphic
got
back up
to
so
put
everybody
Georgia
can
in
see
there,
it.
man.
So you
You
saying you
got
got to
to.
put Georgia? Okay, so
You got to look at other things other than a winning record. You got to look at the impact your team has on college football. You see what I'm saying? That's just my belief. Like it's certain things that a football team that that a committee can judge your team off of that we that a committee can't really judge you off of because If I'm playing against Bama, if I'm playing against Georgia, as a football team, as a football player, it's things about that team that the committee not going to see, you know, and those type of things show up when you get to the next level and when you get to that next football game or when you play that team that y'all say is number one. But I'm what Georgia is right now. Georgia ranked number 7.
Georgia's ranked number 6 in the college football playoff last ranking.
Okay, so you got a number 1 team playing a number 6 team. That's how y'all got it ranked. But then the number 16 come in and dominate and and run through that number 1 team. And you know, the college football committee is not always right. I don't think they ever. I don't. They got it wrong this time, bro. You got to have Georgia in there. You have to. And some way, somehow, you got to put Georgia in there.
You have to. And shout out to Robert Daniels, Coach Robert Daniels. He said, "No, you can't tell me that right now Georgia isn't the best team in the country. They were celebrating when Georgia wasn't in there." I agree. I think Georgia is. I think Georgia right now is the best team in the country, man. I think Georgia is the
Yes,
best team in the country because
without a
I
doubt.
like I said earlier. I think Georgia beats Alabama 7 out of 10 times, in my opinion. I think 7 out of 10 times. I think Georgia beats Alabama, man. I think they had a rematch. If they were to get in the college football playoff and they were to meet uh, Alabama again, I think Georgia beats them. You know what I'm saying? I just think it was. I think Georgia. I think Georgia hadn't really been tested the whole season, and then when they finally met Alabama, a comparable team, I don't think they had it together like they thought they had it together. Because if you look at Georgia's schedule over the year, they didn't really have a real test on their schedule. You know, the SEC East is weak right now. Florida is down. You know, that was it. I mean, Florida was the only real competition that Georgia had at one time in the East. The East is weak. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have a legitimate test. They don't have a legitimate threat in the East. So they kind of walk through that schedule every year. And then when they finally meet Nick Saban in Alabama with a dual threat quarterback, I think they struggled a little bit with that, because Jalen Miro is able to extend plays. So I think Jalen Miro's ability alone kind of compensated for Alabama's flaws. Because like I said, this is not the most talented Alabama team that we ever seen. This is not even close. Not even close. You know what I'm saying? So, but like at the end of the day, I don't think Bama deserved to be in it at all. Even after winning the SEC championship, I think Alabama should have been left off. They say, well, I think I heard one of the guys in the college football playoff committee say something to the effect of, well, they said about Florida State that Florida State wasn't the same team the last, so many weeks of the season. Well, if you look at the Alabama's total season, Alabama was never a consistent team. They was never a dominant team. Georgia was more dominant. Georgia just had one game where and it's not like Alabama went in there and just beat up on Georgia. It was 20. I think the final score was like 27-24 or something like that. So it was a field goal game. So it's not like they went in there and just blew Georgia out the water. I think Bama is the team that doesn't deserve to be here. I would even put Georgia at that number 4 spot over Alabama. And I think those other teams do deserve to be there over Alabama. I think Michigan, what they did this season, deserves to be in over Alabama, Washington, and Texas, if you ask me. So I might put Georgia at the number 4 spot because I think, and if Georgia gets in at number 4, I don't see any of these teams that's left that can beat Georgia. I don't think Texas can beat Georgia. I don't think Washington can beat Georgia. I don't think Michigan can beat Georgia. So Georgia has a legitimate case right now, if you ask me, bro. I mean, I think they might be
I,
should be the team that should be, crying wolf over anybody else, bro.
I can't take Alabama out of there now. I cannot take Alabama out of because you just said it. None of those teams can compete with Georgia. Alabama, the only team that actually make it a interesting playoff game. The hype behind Alabama and Georgia rematch would generate so much attention in college football. Everybody want to see that. These other teams, man, I really believe that Alabama's gonna run through it. If a team, in order for one of those teams to beat Alabama, a Nick Saban Alabama football team, man, if they spread them out, if they spread Bama out and air it out, they might can win. Whoever they play, however it go. You're gonna have to spread them out.
Yeah.
And that's a tough thing to do because Alabama's gonna hit you in your mouth. But Georgia's the only team that'll give. I mean, Alabama's the only team in that playoffs that can give Georgia a run for their money. Everybody else, I don't think they can handle it. I don't think they got enough.
I'm with you on that, brother. I'm with you on that. I will say that, but I don't think. But going to your point, we're gonna move along. Going back to your point, I think if you, I'm with you on that. If a team can spread Alabama out, and I think Washington is a team that can do that. I think Washington can beat Alabama, but I'm not so sure Washington is going to get past Texas. You know what I'm saying? I'm not so sure that they're going to get past Texas. If Washington can get past Texas, I say look out. I like if I had to bet right now and to make some money on a bet, I would bet Washington for the national championship right now because they probably got the least odds out of any one of these teams. I can almost guarantee you. I didn't look it up, but I guarantee you Washington is probably the least favorite right now to win the championship. I can almost guarantee it. You know what I'm saying? But they have the ability to spread Alabama out. Texas does too, though. I think Washington and Texas has the two best offenses in the playoffs.
Explosive.
Currently, yeah, they have the most explosive offenses. Alabama and I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Jalen Miro has not showed the ability to be able to throw the ball down the field consistently, bro.
He's just an athlete.
He just an athlete, bro. Like against LSU, he could throw a rock in the ocean, man. Like he couldn't hit the red side of a barn, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, for real, like he just ran his way through LSU, bro. Like he didn't. I can't even remember like a significant pass that he threw in that game, bro. Like I really can't.
Yeah.
I can't remember a significant pass he threw in that game. But man, let's move along, bro. Let's move along here a little bit, bro.
All right.
This this is a question I got from Big Fleet, man. Big William Fleet, not William Fleet the trainer, but his dad, Big William Fleet.
Oh snap.
Did NIL and the transfer portal ruin college football? I'm gonna get my take on this right quick.
Uh oh. Uh oh.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not so sure that NIL and the transfer portal ruined college football, but I will say greed did. I say greed ruined college football because as soon as the conference realignment stuff started happening, I knew college football would never be the same. And I'm not gonna blame it on these kids. I'm not gonna blame it on these kids getting money. I'm not gonna blame it on these kids that's transferring to get a better opportunity. I'm not gonna blame it on that, right? I'm not gonna blame it on that because they deserve their money. They deserve to get recognized. They deserve to make money off their name, image, and likeness, bro. As soon as the conference realignment happened, bro, I knew college football would never be the same. Because now, like, what we grew up on, college football was passionate. That's why you wanted to watch it over the NFL. College football was passionate. And you wanted to I only NFL game that I really would watch was the Saints. Because we from here in Louisiana. I would watch the Saints. But outside of that, I might catch the Monday night football game or something like that. But I wasn't so glued to the NFL like I was college football because it was important, bro. It was important. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was important to these kids. It was like the tradition, like the Red River Shootout, Texas versus Oklahoma was a big time deal. Now you might not see that no more. Auburn, Alabama was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? It don't really have the hype around it like it used to. And just at the question at hand, let's just go back to. But I think the conference realignment sparked this. You know what I'm saying? And then just going back to the NIL and the transfer portal. Let's focus on that. NIL, I love it for the athletes, but I hate it for the fan in me because now, bro, it's like it doesn't matter who has the best program. It's about what program has the most money, and it's being reflected in the recruiting rankings right now. And you can say, well, the recruiting ranking is not always accurate. That we can argue that another day, but you can see that the schools with the most money right now have the best recruiting classes right now because they able just to simply pay the athletes more than the other universities, right? That's just simply what it is right now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like that fact that kids are just being bought right now, and the highest bidder wins. I think something needs to be done to keep this in check. I think some type of contract needs to be made because like right now in the bowl season right now, a lot of kids are transferring right now, and a lot like just like Florida State. That's a good example. Florida State had 20 opt-outs. starters that either going to the NFL or either transferring right now. Man, like the bowl games really don't even mean anything anymore. You know what I'm saying? The bowl games really don't even mean anything anymore because of NIL, because of the transfer portal. NIL and the transfer portal trying to kind of go hand in hand right now. You know, so just me being a college football fan my whole life, I kind of miss the way things was. Like I'm glad they getting their money, but something needs to be done about this, bro. Something needs to be done. Like it's pretty much a bidding war right now. It's no type of structure in college football right now. All the teams are shuffling around from conference to conference. All the players are transferring. Some guys transferring 3 and 4 times, playing for. I think one guy, I think JT Daniels played for 4 schools in 4 years. Like, how is that even possible, man? I think I said to somebody earlier this week, I think they need to go back to the old rules of transferring. You remember, like you only could transfer down and start immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I think they need to go back to some type of system like that to where it's some type of consequence for transferring. Either you got to sit out the first 6 games or something to kind of deter these players from transferring. You know what I'm saying? So I think something needs to be done about the transfer portal, man. But to answer the question at hand, did NIL and the transfer ruin college football? Transfer portal ruin college football? I think so, bro. From just where I see it as a fan, it's harder to watch now, man. It's just not. It doesn't feel authentic, like, and that's why everybody
Yeah.
loved college football because college football was so authentic. The kids wasn't getting paid for what they do. They just love the game of football. I feel like today's generation of athletes don't really love the game of football. I feel like they love the attention that comes with it, and now they're getting compensated for it. So now they just
Mm-hmm.
love that. So now they are going just for the money based off what is actually good for their career. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these guys need to start at D2 schools. If you're gonna transfer around that much, why not just go to a lower school, start 4 years, put some NFL tape out there, and try to get drafted. I don't get it. I truly don't get it, man. Everybody chasing the bag right now, but at the end of the day, bro, if you on 3, 4 different teams, like an NFL team, see that you got all this film on in all these different places. Like, how is that gonna look on you? You know what I'm saying? Like, cause, cause, cause,
I,
cause in my opinion, I like when I see people transfer that much, I think they're not strong mentally. Because that means you don't you I think some of these athletes that transfer in 2 or 3 times don't want to compete. It's about competing at the end of the day, man. What's your take on the NIL transfer portal and did it ruin college football? What's your take on that?
hey man, look. I'm with you because I'm all for guys getting their money because these schools make a lot of money off of them. And my mind just changed literally immediately. In all honesty, off of what you just said, because I'm all for the money. I'm all for because I just believe these schools make a lot of money off these kids. But like you said, it's when you go to school to show that you can finish something. When you're on a football team, you gotta show you could persevere. You know what I'm saying? You gotta show that you can compete. And to go a little deeper, it makes it difficult for guys that went to junior colleges.
I think we just lost Jay. Jay, if you can hear me, Jay, I think we just lost you. We don't have your audio right now. We don't have your audio, man. But the question is, did NIL and the transfer portal ruin college football, man? If y'all are watching this live right now, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, Jay. We cannot hear you right now. But if y'all are watching on Instagram, YouTube, or on Facebook, leave me a comment, man. And let me know what you think about things, man. Let me know how you feel about it. Right now, I think Jay was saying that it was making it hard for it was making it hard for I think Jay came back in here.
Yeah,
Let's see.
man.
Can you hear
You
me?
can you hear me?
Oh, wait a minute, Jay. I gotta take one of them off. Okay.
What about now?
I can hear you now.
I don't know what's going on, but yeah,
I can
man.
hear you now.
But that transfer portal stuff, man. I can go all day on that. But it from a growth standpoint and from a perseverance standpoint, it does take away from the authentic from the game being authentic because guys are not playing to get better. They're not playing to compete. They're not playing to finish. They're playing for the attention, get the quickest buck, and go. You know what I'm saying? Because these dudes are making money. They don't even have to go to the league now. The league is not even a goal anymore. The goal is to get the biggest bag and go and have the most Instagram followers. So now it does takes away from the competition because you can have a kid because at one so now the players have leverage over the coaches now. So now these kids it's harder to try to groom a kid from a freshman to a senior and really develop that child, develop him into a man because now if I don't play my if a college coach come and recruit you and tell you you got a potential to play your freshman year and you don't your freshman year, oh I'm transferring. So you got all these all American kids that are all Americans in high school. They putting up all these numbers. They got the publicity. They got the Instagram follows. They're social media famous, and they get to Alabama. They get to LSU, and they don't play their first year. Oh, I quit. I quit. I'm going. I'm transferring. I'm jumping in the transfer portal. So
Right.
so that right there is not always good. Okay, I understand some situations you may have to transfer because every because every kid don't blend well with every school. That's fine, but like you said, there need to be some type of penalty or something for you transferring to another, making a lateral move to another SEC school. That's that's making that. First of all, that's pacifying these kids. They're not learning to persevere. They're not learning to compete, and it's making it hard for a college, NFL coach, an NFL GM to judge your character, to judge you as a person, because you went to 4 different schools, man. You went to 3 different schools and played. Okay, you're a good football player. What kind of man are you? Can we
Mm.
trust you off the field? You see, can we trust that you're not going to come into our program and want to quit because you can't get your way? See, because at the end of the day, these are kids. These are young men, and everybody's different, and a lot, and kids don't all kids don't talk respond well to authority. Because when you're on the Nick Saban football team, let's bring up oh man, I can't think his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Devontae Smith.
Right.
He played 4 years at Alabama. Am I correct?
Yeah. 4 years.
4 years at Alabama, man. That he was developed and he won a Heisman. What, his last year?
Last year. Yep.
Last.
Same year.
What if he'd have transferred? What if he'd have transferred 3 times? You see, so it's like he developed. I mean, he came in, he developed. He was well coached. He was well groomed. He was groomed to be a Heisman Trophy winner. He had to persevere. He won, of course, while he was there, but that growth as a player prepared him for the league. Nick Saban football team prepared you for the NFL. The
Oh
way
yeah.
Nick Saban run his football team, if you watch, it's preparing you for the NFL. So it's hard for a player to gain that type of growth and gain that type of structure when as soon as I don't get my way out of school, I could just leave.
You could just leave, man. And I think that's one of the I don't and that's one of the problems with college football right now, man. Like I said, I think Tyrann Matthew said if he hadn't sat behind Patrick Peterson, he would have never been Tyrann Matthew. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because that lit a fire on him. He had to compete. He had to learn from the guy that was in front of him. And now they just have an easy pass just to just leave and go to another school, man. I think you said a mouthful, bro. You said a mouthful, and I think that needed to be here. And I hope all like I know a lot of my high school athletes that we train under Coach Fleet and Now I Made Fitness is listening to me on Instagram. Please listen to what we are saying right now, y'all. Sometimes the grass is not green on the other side. Sometimes you have trials and tribulations to make you better. Sometimes you got to compete to get better. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn from somebody to get better. You just can't just like say, well, I don't like it here and leave. You know what I'm saying? Because God could have put you in that situation for a reason. You know what I'm saying? He could have put you in that situation for it to be a lesson for your life, man. But let me put a comment on the screen right now, man. Shout out to Robert Daniels, Coach Daniels, that coached both me and Jay in Hammer High. He said, man, I'm proud of you guys. I enjoyed the show tonight. I have church in a little while, so I'm about to log out. So he said, Jay Black, I see you, man. Man, shout out to Coach Daniels, man. Shout out to Coach
Yes, sir. Yes,
Daniels
sir.
of Hammer. Well, he was our coach. He was our offensive coordinator at Hammer High School, man. Shout out to Robert Daniels, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now on Instagram, on X, on YouTube, and on Facebook right now. We are talking did NIL in the transfer portal ruin college football, bro? And Jay made a compelling point, man. A lot of people, a lot of people just, well, I say a lot of people, but a lot of these kids, a lot of these athletes now, they don't want that pressure. They don't want to sit back and compete with somebody. Like, as soon as things get rough, they just run, man. And I think that's setting a bad precedent. I think the transfer portal needs to be amended. I made a I like I was talking to Coach Fleet the other night, and I said they need to put some type of stipulation on it. I think now you should only be allowed to transfer down and start immediately. And if you transfer D1 or D1, it shouldn't be in the same conference. Just like Travis Etienne transferred from Florida to Georgia. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all in the SEC East together. Like, that shouldn't be allowed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they need to go back to the old rules of the transfer portal. And I think it needs to be limited how many times a player can transfer, because at the end of the day, it's gonna have so much instability in college football. And I made the point on the last live that I did, that you don't see any consistency in football this year on any level, bro. You don't see it in the NFL. You don't see it in college. It's like you don't see a team that's really, really dominant. I mean, Georgia might have had the most dominant performance I've seen this year from a team, against Florida State in the bowl game. You know what I'm saying? But throughout the year, you really have not seen that. You have not seen a dominant team. You haven't seen great quarterback play outside of Jaden Daniels in college football this year, really, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? And maybe a few others, but it just seems like that nobody's being challenged. Nobody's competing right now in college football. And I think it's beginning to show, man. It's getting aggravating, man. It's hard to keep up with these players now. They transfer, it's like they be everywhere now, bro. Like, they go from one school to one school to one school. Like, what are you doing, man? Like just like a guy from LSU, though, Denver Harris. He's a Louisiana native. He went from A&M to LSU, and now he's transferring again, man. It's like in 3 years you transferred 3 times. Like, come on, bro. Like, sometimes you got to sit there and stick it out and learn from your mistakes, compete, and move forward. Man, I'm gonna put another comment on the screen by Coach Daniels earlier. I missed his comment, man. I want to get all the comments in on the screen. They come to me a little late, man, so y'all bear with me, man. But Coach Robert Daniels said Florida State spent too much time crying, and Georgia was ticked off, so they had something to prove. Yeah, man. I think that's the case. I think they did have something to prove, and they definitely went down there and showed it, bro. They showed what they had on their mind, man. But let's move along, bro. I think we made our case on the college football playoff. If y'all have any comments, please leave me a comment, man, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. YouTube is the best place I see to leave a comment, because it comes quicker. Like I said, I'm not in studio right now, so y'all do bear with me on that. The connection might be a little fuzzy. I'm out here in the city of sin right now, Las Vegas, Nevada right now. So at a truck stop, man. Shout out to all my truck drivers. Y'all know I bring the show on the road. I'm gonna bring this content to y'all every week. We're gonna get better. We're gonna get better. We're gonna get better, man. So shout out to all the subscribers, man. Y'all subscribe on YouTube. That's NOTL Mon on YouTube. It's at the bottom of the screen. Like I said, we are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, X, and on Instagram, man. But let's move along, bro. College football playoff predictions, man. So how you think this thing gonna end, bro? I know you say you think Bama's the favorite. So walk us down. I'm gonna put the rankings back up on the screen so everybody can see it. But what do you think, man? What's your college football playoff predictions? Like, who you think gonna win this thing, bro?
Man, I'm just leaning on Bama, man. I think Bama gonna be able to pull it off. I think Bama gonna get in there, and they gonna and they already adjusted to the lights. They've been there before. They've been there before. Teams like Bama play different under those lights, man. That's just what it is. Some they might experience a little adversity, but I just I just believe that they're gonna win in a big way. They're gonna win.
I believe that too, bro. Because like I said, you look at it, you got Michigan, you got Washington, and you got Texas. Like, which one of those teams that Bama can't beat on their best day?
Well,
Let's be honest about it. Like, which one of those teams that Bama can't beat on their best day? Now, like I said, Bama has not played the best football this year. Bama
no.
has not played the best football this year, so it's not like So I don't know, but
If 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 one of these teams can contain that quarterback's ability to run,
Yep.
If one of those teams could contain his ability to run and force him to throw, that and they're able to activate their offense and have an explosive offense and have a almost flawless game offensively, they'll take Bama down.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah,
Easily, bro. I say easily. Like and that's all LSU have to do. We ain't gonna get into that, but that's all. If we is gonna get into it, that's all LSU have to do. Was exactly what you just said. If LSU does exactly what you say, LSU beat Bama this year easily. You know what I'm saying? Easily.
they got to force him to throw. But if they allow him to get going with his legs, and if they allow Nick Saban and that offensive coordinator to be and they allow them to be as creative as they are, Bama gonna win, man. I'm telling you, because I remember watching Bama play when they were big Bama, when they were really good, and they had I think what AJ McCarron at quarterback. They had, like I just they were a good football team, but I don't remember at Bama just having the baddest quarterback in the land. You know,
Right.
I just don't remember. Like, I mean, Jalen Hurts, you had Tua, those guys. They were great football players, but they weren't just Cam Newtons of the game. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
They
Right.
were
Right.
they were just
They want Lamar
good.
Jackson.
Yeah, they were good quarterback. But like I said, Nick Saban gonna make a player. He gonna develop you. He could take.
Yeah, I think we lost you there, brother. I think we lost you, man. You might have to come back into the chat. I'm gonna go back single screen, man, so I can hear you talk about, man. Thank everybody for tuning in for North of the Lake Weekly Sports Talk Live. This is episode 15, man. Shout out to everybody that's on Instagram. Shout out to everybody that's on Instagram, man. If y'all leaving me comments on Instagram, let me switch over to Instagram and see if I got comments on Instagram right now. Shout out to everybody that's watching on Instagram right now, man. Shout out to my boy Terry Johnson, man. He left a comment. Did I check out Lolo's? I have not checked out Lolo's yet, bro, but I will get over there tomorrow, man. After, when I can move around. But shout out to everybody that's watching on Instagram live right now, man. Hopefully my boy Jake can come back in. Let's see if Jake is back in here. Let's see. Well, let's see. I don't think I can get him just yet. Let's see. Jake, can you hear me? Jay having technical difficulties over there, man. But shout out to everybody that's in this live right now, man. We talking college football playoff predictions. I'm gonna give you my college football playoff prediction. I'm gonna stick with my guns, bro. I'm gonna stick with my guns. I said I think Washington can win it all. I truly believe Washington can win it all. If they can get past Texas, I think they have a good shot to win the college football playoff. And this is why. Washington has a very veteran defense. They have a lot of seniors on that defense. They have a couple 6-year players on that defense. You know what I'm saying? So I like Washington, bro. I don't know about y'all. I like Washington because I think they have the most consistent offense in the playoffs right now. I truly believe that in today's game, it's more based off of who got the better offense, who can score the most points. You don't have to have the greatest defense. It's not like it was back in the day when we was coming up, when the games was like 17-14 and that'll be the final score with about 250 yards of offense. Those days are over. You know what I'm saying? It's about scoring points now. And I think Washington has the best ability to score in these playoffs, man. So I like Washington. I think they're a dark horse. They're probably the least favorite to win the playoffs. If you went to sports betting or anything like that, any of those websites or platforms will probably have Washington probably with the fourth lowest odds to win the college football playoffs out of Bama, Michigan, and Alabama. You know what I'm saying? But if Washington gets past Texas, I like Washington's chances because they have the quarterback that can throw the ball, get out of his hands. Well, Penix does tend to hold the ball a little longer than I would like him to, but he is accurate enough to make a difference in that game, bro. So I like Washington in this thing, and it's not that popular of an opinion. But if you look at things right now, those are the four teams: Michigan, Washington, Texas, and Alabama. I think if Washington can get past Texas, it's not gonna be easy. It ain't gonna be an easy matchup for Washington though, because Texas they got some ballers, bro. Texas got them dudes. You know what I'm saying? Texas look good. It wouldn't be a surprise if Texas won it either. I think Washington and Texas for me is my favorites because I think they have the most complete football teams. You know what I'm saying? From quarterback to the defense. My only knock against Alabama, like Jay said, like Jay Black said, if a team can stop Alabama's quarterback Jalen Miro and his legs and his dual threat ability and force him to be one dimensional, I don't like Alabama's chances at all in this playoffs. If a team can do that, I would kind of if I was Michigan, I would have about 8 DBs on the field just to stop Jalen Miro. I have 8 DBs on the field. I have as much speed on the field as I can against Jalen Miro. And I think if you make Jalen Miro one dimensional, Alabama is an average at best team. If you can make Jalen Miro one dimensional, and that's why I like Washington's chances in the college football playoff because I think they have the most complete team out of anybody in this playoff. They probably have the best quarterback in the playoff. Quinn Ewers for Alabama. I'm sorry, Quinn Ewers for Texas is pretty solid. But I wouldn't put him over Penix. I take Penix over Ewers right now. Penix was a Heisman finalist, so it's really no debate there. As far as what Penix can do and what Washington can do, and Washington has a solid defense. Are they top 10? I don't think so, but I think Washington is the most solid team in the playoff right now. But they're gonna have their work cut out for them against Texas because I think Texas may be a little bit more athletic, a little bit more physical than Washington. But I think Washington has the better quarterback, and I always tend to go with the better quarterback. I think Ewers might be a better NFL prospect than Penix, but I think Penix has the better system and he's comfortable. He gets the ball out of his hands. So we'll see. But I think what I like Washington chances, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments about that. I'm gonna go with my pick during the season. I said I think Washington can win it all. I'm gonna go with my pick. I'm gonna go with Washington, but I think Alabama, Nick Saban, you can never count out Alabama and Nick Saban. So I'm kind of torn between the two. I don't want to go against Nick Saban because I don't have a good track record of doing that. Not many people have a good track record of going against Nick Saban. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of sound foolish for even saying that Washington can win this, but something's telling me that I like the underdog. So something's telling me that Washington can do this though, because I watched them, a good amount this season, and they look like the most complete team in college football, bro. They really do. They look like the most complete team in college football. Their defense is solid. I'm not gonna say it's a great defense, but they are solid. They can stop the run. They can cover a little bit. They can play good football, and they got a good quarterback that's under center. And Michael Penix, who was a Heisman finalist. I think Penix was second in the Heisman race against Jaden Daniels, bro. So I think Washington is sitting there thinking like, well, what about us? I think Washington is saying, what about us right now? We won the Pac-12. You know what I'm saying? We have the second best quarterback in the country behind Jaden Daniels. So what about us? So I'm gonna go with Washington, man. If I'm not that much of a betting man, but I think I'm gonna put my money on Washington, bro. I think I'm gonna put my money on Washington, dog, because I think they got the most complete team. I think if they can figure out a way to slow down Texas and that offense and score some points, I think Texas can beat. I think Washington can beat Texas. But that's not gonna be an easy thing to do for Washington either, because I think Texas is a little bit more athletic and a little bit more physical than what Washington is. But we gonna see. That's my take. I think I like Washington, man. So but y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Like I said, once again, shout out to everybody on Instagram, man. This is my second time going live on Instagram. I'm back on Twitter, or what you know as X right now. I'm back live on Twitter. I'm trying it out. I don't get a lot of feedback on Twitter because Twitter's a little weird with their algorithms, and it's not the best app to put out content. But I'm back on X right now. Always on YouTube, man. YouTube is the best way to watch the show, I believe, and on Facebook. But I get a lot more feedback on Facebook. So shout out to everybody that's on Facebook as well, man. Let me know what your college football playoff prediction is right now. But I'm going with Washington, y'all. I'm going with Washington. It ain't the popular pick. I don't never go with the popular pick. Obviously, you can't ignore Alabama and Nick Saban. You know what I'm saying? So I think Bama has a legitimate chance. I think either one of these. I think Michigan is like the only odd dog out in my opinion. I just don't think. I think they are the least talented team in the playoff. I truly believe that. I don't like Michigan's style of playing football. I think it's old school. I don't think it's gonna work. I just don't think it's gonna work. Despite them being the number one team in the country, the number one team in the college football playoff, I just don't like Michigan's style of play. I don't think they style of play matches today's game. I don't think it's going to be effective when you go up against an SEC team or a Pac-12 team. That can work in the Big 12. But, I'm sorry, that can work in the Big 10, but I'm not so sure that it can work against the SEC. I'm not so sure that it can work against the Pac-12, which I've been on record saying the Pac-12 has been the best conference the last 2 years in college football. So it's going to be interesting to see, but I'm going to stick with my guns. I'm going with Washington to win it all. I said that earlier this year, so I'm going to stick to it. But I still think old St. Nick in Alabama always got a chance. But, man, let's move it along, man. Next topic, man, is Deion constructing the championship team, man. You know, this season, Coach Prime, Colorado, um, pretty good season considering where they came from last year, winning one game last year. Uh, I thought they looked talented this year, um, and I see what they're doing in the transfer portal. I they do. I think Coach Prime is doing some good things in the transfer portal, but when I look at some of the talent that he's acquiring, I'm not saying that the talent is inadequate or it's no knock on the players. But when I see them coming from schools like FIU, um, and I could be mistaken, but I think I might have seen Nevada and some smaller schools. That's a little concerning to me, um, because when you talk about winning a championship, you're gonna have to go through those schools that I just mentioned. You have to go through the schools like Michigan, Washington, Alabama, Texas, Georgia. You're gonna have to go through those type of programs. So I don't think some transfers from lower level schools is gonna get you there. And I know he had a couple. I know he had a guy from Florida State transfer over there to Colorado. Some over. I think I seen like two Power Five schools. They got at least two or three athletes from Power Five schools transfer to Colorado. One being from LSU, Quincy Wiggins, out of Baton Rouge, man. He transferred to out there to Colorado, Coach Prime, but he spent 2 seasons at LSU and didn't get any playing time. So that's a little concerning, especially how bad LSU defense was this year. So what is he really getting? Is he really getting quality guys? He is. Colorado is number 2 in the transfer portal right now. Let me pull it up right quick so I can get it. Yeah. So Colorado is a number 2 ranked transfer portal team right now in the country right now. According to 247sports.com. And they only signed 6 high school guys from what I'm saying here on 247.com. Jordan Seaton, who is a 5-star prospect out of Bradenton, Florida, IMG Academy. A couple more guys, pretty decent guys, but as far as the transfer portal goes, I see one transfer from Florida State, one from FIU, one from Pittsburgh, University of Houston. He got an Alabama transfer. I think this is a Vanderbilt. Is it Vanderbilt? I'm assuming that's Vanderbilt. It could be Villanova. I'm not exactly. I'm assuming it's Vanderbilt. All right. So he got a transfer from TCU, one from LSU, one from Liberty, two from Kentucky, another from Vanderbilt, Cincinnati, Indiana, UTEP, NC State, another one from Houston, and from Connecticut. So, with that being said, are these game changes? That's yet to be seen. Are they gonna make Colorado and Coach Prime a lot better? Probably so, but is he constructing a championship team? I'm not so sure, but they have a legitimate chance in the Big 12 because I think they will have the best quarterback coming into next season and Shadur Sanders in the Big 12. So, I don't know about championship, but he is doing enough. to construct a better football team. I think they can might go. I think next year they can go like 7-5, 8-4. That would be my record for Colorado and Coach Prime. You know what I'm saying? Maybe somewhere up in there, like 7-5, 8-4. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's a championship team, but nonetheless, Coach Prime is getting guys to come to Colorado, man. Cold Colorado, man. Look, I'm a truck driver. I've been to Colorado many times, bro. It's not a place that I just want to live at. Just maybe vacation, but to really be there and just deal with that type of weather, it'll just start snowing out the blue. So when I was on record saying like I'm not so sure. Like when he first took this job, I said I'm not so sure you're gonna be able to get guys from the South to come to Colorado and stay there. I'm a guy from the South. I'm from Louisiana, South Louisiana. It's hot most of the time. So, bro, I don't know if I was a high school athlete, would I want to go to Colorado? I'm not so sure I would want to go to Colorado. You know, that's just me. That's just me. But it's like he has some pretty solid guys. Most of them are 3 stars. I only see maybe one, four, two of maybe. Well, he got a couple 4 stars here. I could be wrong. I don't know. It's yet to be seen, man. But he got a couple 4-star players here. So we gonna see what Coach Prime gonna heat up over here in Colorado, man. I wish him the best. I truly wish him the best. I don't want to sound like a hater, but I just it got to come together. It got to mesh. Colorado got off to that hot start at the beginning of the season, but we just got to see if they can keep that up. They got off to the hot start against TCU, Colorado State, and Nebraska, but then the season kind of fell apart from there. So we got to see if they can keep that consistency throughout the year. Because I think the loss against Stanford was unacceptable. They had like a 29-0 lead in that game, bro. So they just got to be more consistent, if you ask me, but. I think they already have a pretty talented team, man, to be honest with you. So we're going to see. We wish Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes, the best. It seems to be America's story. I'm kind of like, I'm an LSU fan. I'm a Saints fan. I'm a Southern fan. So I kind of stick to my guns. I'm not one of these bandwagon people who just kind of jump around and go around and, they just kind of go with whatever's cool at the moment. I'm not one of those people. I'm loyal. I'm loyal to my fan base. You know what I'm saying? To what I support. That's just me, though. You know what I'm saying? That's just me, man. But shout out to everybody that's in this live right now, man. Let's move to the next topic, man. Lamar Jackson for the MVP, man. Lamar threw for 5 touchdowns today, bro. Um, I, it's been kind of like a topic of discussion, man. This is his stats for the day. Lamar Jackson had 159.8 passer rating, 58. I'm sorry. What did I say? 158.3 passer rating, 356 yards total, and 5 passing touchdowns for the day, man. And the question right now, a lot of people are asking, bro, is Lamar Jackson the MVP, man? I at this point, I think so because, like I said previously, bro, it's really not that much greatness going on in the NFL right now at the quarterback position, man. Even Patrick Mahomes, who is the best quarterback in the NFL, and it's like without a shadow of a doubt, is struggling this year, bro. Like he got a lot of turnovers this year. He's turned the ball over a lot this year. And Lamar has his team in position to win the Super Bowl. I think the Ravens have the best record in football right now. Um, so Lamar Jackson is on the best football team right now with the best record. He's a former MVP. He won his first MVP unanimously. I can never say that word. Unanimously. Yeah. I'm not gonna say it again. But he won it like that. Without a shadow of a doubt, he won it. The first time. So I think people need to put some respect on Lamar Jackson's name, bro. I think they need to put some respect on Lamar Jackson's name, bro. Today he was 18 of 21, 321 yards through the air, 5 touchdowns, man. Shout out to Lamar Jackson, man. The brother continues to ball, bro. Lamar Jackson been balling since he got into the NFL, man. And we already know what he did in college, winning the Heisman Trophy, bro. He just continues to ball. He continues to prove the doubters wrong. Some people were saying that Lamar Jackson should play receiver in the NFL or running back, and he proved them wrong. And he lets them know that they were wrong every day. You know what I'm saying? Like with his mouth and with his actions on the field, bro. Let's look at his stats for the season. Let's look at his stats for the season. He has thrown for 3,600 yards, 24 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, man. You know what I'm saying? So I take that. I take that. He also has added 821 yards on the ground and 5 touchdowns. Pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I think Lamar Jackson is the MVP. I mean, who else? There's nobody really comparable this year. Maybe Tyreek Hill, and I think Tyreek Hill has been hurt, and his production has slowed down this year. So who else would you give the MVP? The only person that I could think that really might deserve the MVP over Lamar Jackson is Dak Prescott. But like I said, Dak and the Cowboys are the Cowboys. Or the Cowgirls, whatever you want to call them. You know what I'm saying? The Cowboys gonna be the Cowboys. They'll do great, and then they'll lose to like they don't lose like just to lose. They get blew out when they lose. It's like they either here or they there. It's never like kind of like here. We have a bad game. It's like we have a horrible game, and we look, and then the next game we look like the best team in the NFL. I don't understand the Dallas Cowboys, but Dak has been balling this year, bro. Dak has 32 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. He has 4,200 yards passing. He has a QBR of 70.9, which ranks third in the NFL. So Dak got a case too. I think Dak was would have been my choice had Lamar Jackson not had the game he had today. 5 touchdowns through the air, 800 yards rushing on the ground for the year, 3,500 yards passing for the year. I think you got to give it to Lamar. He's on the best team. He, you know, I think they are what? I think they are 11-4. I just had it pulled up here, but I know they had the best record in the NFL right now in the Baltimore Ravens. So I think Lamar, bro, people got to start putting respect on Lamar Jackson's name and black quarterbacks in general because I did a whole video at the beginning of the year on Jaden Daniels. You can find it on YouTube. It's titled "Can Jaden Daniels be an elite NFL quarterback?" And I said yes because of what I seen from Jaden Daniels. But this was before he had the season he had this year. I seen it in him last year. I knew once he got more comfortable in the offense, you could obviously see the talent that he had. He just had to put it all together. And once he put it all together, you seen it. He won the Heisman. And it had an NFL scout that was calling for Jaden Daniels to be um, a wide receiver in the NFL. The same they did with Lamar, they did with Jaden Daniels. You got to put some respect on these black quarterbacks' name, man. Cause Lamar out there balling, bro. It's not traditional drop back, throw the ball type of football, but it's effective. It wins. Lamar Jackson has not had a losing season since he got in the NFL. That's impressive. You can't say that about some of your favorite quarterbacks. You can't say that about Tom Brady. Wait, you know what? Actually, I think Tom Brady has had a winning season every year. I'm gonna take that back. But you can't say that about Drew Brees. You can't say that about Peyton Manning. You can't say that about some of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. That they never had a losing season. Lamar Jackson has never had a losing season, bro. His style of play is winning NFL football games, and that's all it is to it. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think in the chats. Is Lamar Jackson the MVP? I think at this point, bro, he has made a case for himself. He made a case for himself, man. So shout out to Lamar Jackson, bro. I think Lamar Jackson is the front runner for the MVP right now, man. We got to put some respect on these black quarterback names. We got to put some respect on these black quarterbacks' names, bro. All right? Lamar Jackson is balling this year. Is it like the most pretty thing you ever see? No, but it's effective. He don't turn the ball over. He runs when he has to run. He throws it when he has to throw. It's winning football games. It's effective. It's efficient. The only other guys that I say that can even be in the same conversation right now, as far as MVP talk, is Dak Prescott. Because Dak is balling this year, bro. I don't care what nobody say. I take Dak on the New Orleans Saints right now. Let's make a trade. I trade Derek Carr for Dak Prescott right now. I don't care what nobody got to say. And Derek Carr, I ain't gonna lie now. I give Derek Carr this credit. Derek Carr has looked better the last couple games, bro. But I still take that Prescott over Derek Carr right now. I trade everything, head coach and all. And we're gonna get into that a little later. They saying that Dennis Allen could possibly be coming back next year. Well, it's actually officially reported. But as far as Lamar Jackson go, bro, Lamar Jackson is my MVP. And if you don't give it to Lamar, you got to give it to that two black quarterbacks. We are in the era of the rise of the black quarterback. I'm 31 years old, so I remember a time they didn't have many black quarterbacks in the NFL. Now we have multiple black quarterbacks in the NFL that's playing at a high level, a la Patrick Mahomes, a la Russell Wilson, a la Dak Prescott, a la Tua Tagovailoa. You know, these dudes balling out here right now. Kyler Murray had a pretty good game today. You know what I'm saying? He been out for a while. Lamar Jackson, like these dudes balling right now, so we got to squash all this black quarterback trying to get them to play receiver and all this type of stuff. Because Lamar Jackson is about to win his second MVP. Stop putting down on these black athletic quarterbacks just because they're athletic. Now, could they play receiver? Probably so. They probably could play receiver if they wanted to. But they quarterbacks. That's what they played their whole life. So why would you try to turn them into something that they're not just because they can run fast? Lamar Jackson is about to win his second MVP trophy. This performance sealed the deal. I think it was kind of in question before he threw for 5 touchdowns today. I think it might have been a debate if he had not thrown for 5 touchdowns today. But Lamar Jackson, I think, is our MVP. The stats speak for themselves. Look what he did today. Look at his passer rating, 158.3, 356 yards total, 5 touchdowns. That's MVP type of numbers, man. I think he sealed the deal today. I think he heard all the critics and he went out there and performed. Shout out to Lamar Jackson, man. Shout out to Lamar Jackson. I'm coming live from Sin City, y'all. I'm coming live from I'm coming live from Sin City, bro. Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada, man. Shout out to all my truck drivers. Man, I do want to wish y'all a happy new year if y'all don't make it to the end of this live. I got time tonight. I'm also off tomorrow, so I got time tonight. I ain't got to go to bed early and get ready for tomorrow by it being Monday tomorrow, but shout out to everybody, man. Happy New Year's to you. I know some of y'all might be going to church. Some of y'all might be turning up. Some of y'all might be listening to me over here bored like I am over here in Las Vegas, man. But shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to my truck drivers. Shout out to everybody that's on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, and on Instagram that's watching the show right now. Leave me a comment. Let me know what y'all think, baby. Let me know what y'all think, man. What's y'all New Year's resolutions? Let me know that as well, man. But we talking sports right now. But let me know your New Year's resolution, bro. You let me know what's going on. Let me know what's going on with you, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now, bro. We gonna keep talking some football. If y'all want to talk basketball, give me some things to talk about in basketball because I'm not a big basketball watcher. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't watch basketball often, but if y'all want to talk basketball or any other sport, let me know. Y'all send me some comments. Let me know what y'all want to talk about. Let me know what y'all want to get my take on. If y'all want to come in here and give me y'all take, let me know as well, man. It's all good. It's all good, man. But let's get to the next story. Sean Payton benches Russell Wilson, man. Sean Payton benches Russell Wilson. ESPN reported Sean Payton has confirmed the Denver Broncos. I'm sorry, but Sean Payton has informed the Denver Broncos that Russell Wilson will be the backup, and Jarrett Stidham will start at quarterback Sunday versus the Los Angeles Chargers, which is today. This article was posted yesterday. Sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter. Uh, this move is a little weird to me, to be honest with you. This move is a little weird to me. Um, Sean Payton has been acting a little weird to me, bro. Because when Sean Payton was in New Orleans, we as Saints fans, we was privileged to see Sean Payton coach Drew Brees, and and the chemistry that they had together. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty much magic, bro. Just went down the field at will. I never seen somebody really stop that offense. Just consistently. You know what I'm saying? They may have a couple games where they might have been off, but they always came to play. You always feel like you had a chance to win a game when Sean Payton and Drew Brees was in New Orleans, but I'm seeing a different Sean Payton in Denver, man. He seems more agitated. He seems more emotional. I think he's so passionate about trying to let people know that he's trying to win. And I think he wants to prove that he can do it without Drew Brees and the Saints organization, that he's getting frustrated and he's been emotional. I think Sean Payton has been emotional. Ryan Clark said on ESPN that Sean Payton has been thugging pretty much since he got to the Broncos. You know what I'm saying? He's just out there thugging. You know what I'm saying? Game banging and all that type of stuff. Because you see how he acting with Russell Wilson on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Sean Payton seems a little off to me. He seems a little off to me, bro. It just don't something doesn't seem right with Sean Payton, because like I said, Russell Wilson has not had a bad season, man. Let's look at his stats. Let's look at Russell Wilson's stats on the season. I would take this over Derek Carr any day. Russell Wilson has thrown for 3,000 yards. Not that impressive, but Russell Wilson's never been this guy to throw for 5,000 yards. He's always been kind of like a game manager type of quarterback, not lose the game for you, but can win it if necessary. You know what I'm saying? Russell Wilson has thrown for 3,000 yards, 26 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. That's pretty good. I'll take that. I'm not so sure if he's and don't get me wrong. If some Denver fans want to challenge me on this, please do so, but what I've seen from Russell Wilson this year, it hasn't been bad football play. Like, could have been a little better, yeah, but it's Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has been to over 8 Pro Bowls, or 8 or 9. I can't remember which one. It's either 8 or 9. And so, if you bench Russell Wilson, what's your plan? Like, who are you gonna bring in that's better than Russell Wilson? I'll wait. There's not too many guys out there that's better than Russell Wilson. And the ones that are, you're not gonna be able to get them. You're not gonna be able to get Patrick Mahomes to come up in there. You're not gonna be able to get Joe Burrow to come up in there in Denver and play. You're not gonna be able to get Lamar Jackson over there to play. So I mean, who are you gonna go to? Jarrett Stidham can't outball Russell Wilson. I'm sorry. Jarrett Stidham shouldn't be mentioned in the same category as Russell Wilson. Like, come on, like we seen Jarrett Stidham at Alabama, and we seen Russell Wilson at North Carolina State and at Wisconsin. It's not even close. And we seen both of them in the NFL. Russell Wilson is an NFL Super Bowl winning quarterback. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. So how can you go completely away from Russell Wilson, who has thrown 26 touchdowns on a season, to only 8 interceptions? That's winning football. That's winning football right now in the NFL. That's not bad compared to to Derek Carr, to what they got going on in Carolina right now, and with the Atlanta Falcons. That's better than what Baker Mayfield did today against the Saints. Let me know what y'all think about that. I don't know. I think Sean Payton is tripping a little bit. I'm kind of with Ryan Clark. Like, Sean Payton just been thugging since he's been in Denver. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I think Sean is trying to prove too much so early. You know what I'm saying? It's the first year he been in Denver, man. We know you're a great coach, bro. We know we all know that you're a great game planner, a great play caller, but I think he been a little unfair to Russell Wilson, bro, because I know when he came up in there, he told Russell Wilson to stop kissing babies like a politician. You're a quarterback and all this type of stuff. But come on, man, like the dude is a legend. If like, he won a Super Bowl. If you win a Super Bowl as a quarterback, you're a legend in the NFL, and you ain't gotta be that great. To uh, a champion is a champion, But Russell Wilson has had a great career. You know, he's had a great career, bro. So I'm not so sure. I'm sorry, excuse me for my voice, man, but I'm not so sure why Sean Payton chose to go this route. Let's look at what Russell Wilson has done in his career. Russell Wilson in his career has thrown for 43,653 yards, 334 touchdowns to 106 interceptions, in a passer rating of 100 in over 11 years. What is it? 12? No, 11 years in the NFL. That's his stats. That's pretty good. I take that in New Orleans right now. I would take Russell Wilson in New Orleans right now. I think if the Saints had Russell Wilson this year, we are probably a Super Bowl caliber team. I'll go on a limb and say that because I don't think Russell Wilson makes some of the bonehead decisions that Derek Carr has made this season, bro. I don't see Russell Wilson making some of the mistakes that Derek Carr has made, that Bryce Young has made in Carolina, or Desmond Ritter. I hate to pick on these guys, but the Carolina Panthers and Atlanta Falcons have had some of the worst quarterback play I have ever seen in the NFL. So you think Atlanta can use Russell Wilson? I hate to say it because they're in the same division as our New Orleans Saints. But you think Atlanta couldn't use their Russell Wilson? The Carolina Panthers, you don't think the Panthers would be better with Russell Wilson, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll be a lot better with Russell Wilson. A lot of teams would be a lot better with Russell Wilson. So I just want to know what's Sean Payton's plan going forward. If you bench Russell Wilson, I know his contract is massive, but bro, if you bench Russell Wilson, where you going from here? So I think Sean needs to be careful what he asks for, bro, because what you gonna do? It's not that easy to find a Pro Bowl quarterback, a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback in the NFL. What you gonna do? Call Cam Newton? It ain't. I mean, I think Cam can still ball. That's not a slight at Cam Newton. I think Cam can still ball. Let's throw that disclaimer out there right now. I think Cam can still ball, bro. So I don't know, Sean. I do believe in Sean Payton though, bro. So I think Sean got a plan. I think usually when Sean Payton does stuff like this, just watching him in New Orleans for the time he was in all the years that he was in New Orleans, Sean is not crazy either. He's a great mind in football mind. So I think and I hope he got a plan because I mean Russell Wilson is not like a Russell Wilson could be a potentially a Hall of Fame quarterback depending on how he finishes his career. If he can win one more Super Bowl and continue to put up some good numbers, he could be a pro potentially Hall of Fame quarterback, bro. So I just hope Sean Payton know what he's doing, man. What y'all think? Leave me a comment in the chats, man. Let me know what y'all think. Am I tripping or what, man? I think Sean Payton. I don't think Russell Wilson has played bad enough to warrant him being benched. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think he's worthy of being benched. That's my only thing. I think he's played better football than what people have think. I think he's playing better football than what Sean Payton think. But who am I to say? I mean that's Sean Payton. Sean Payton won a Super Bowl as well as Russell Wilson. So I think his ego is clashing right here, bro. I really think it's egos. I think it's egos, man. I think his ego is clashing right now more than anything, bro. That's just what I think, man. But let's move along to the next news, man. Mike Denbrock leaves LSU for Notre Dame, man. I think that's a big deal. And the reason why I would say that I think Mike Denbrock leaving the LSU is a big deal because of the fact of being establishing some type of consistency. I think LSU had finally started to establish consistency for the first time, probably since the Les Miles era. Now Les Miles' consistency might not have been up to par, but it was consistency nonetheless. We had top 5 recruiting classes every year. We had great athletes, but he just wasn't a great offensive mind. He never could get a good offensive mind at LSU. But under Brian Kelly, one thing I'm very critical of Brian Kelly, but one thing I would give Brian Kelly is Brian Kelly has brought consistency to LSU. Um, LSU plays tomorrow at 1 p.m. I don't know if it's Eastern or Central time, but at 1 p.m. LSU plays tomorrow, and they have the potential to win 10 games for the second time for 2 years in a row at LSU. That's a model for consistency, bro. So, um, I think LSU's moving in the right direction, but losing Mike Denbrock is a setback because you have a quarterback in Garrett Nussmeier who has never had an official start, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think he's ever started a game at LSU. He's kind of came off the bench, and I think he came in this year against Alabama when Jaden Daniels went down with that concussion. Um, but he has not had like a significant amount of playing time at LSU, and I think having the same offensive coordinator from this year going into next year would have been a big confidence booster for Garrett Nussmeier. So that's concerning for me. That's concerning for me that Mike Denbrock is leaving because he had a system in place. Jaden Daniels, you seen what Jaden Daniels did from year one under Mike Denbrock's offense to year two. So, in my opinion, I just feel like it's a big deal because we have a new starting quarterback in Garrett Nussmeier who doesn't have a lot of experience. He's been in Mike Denbrock's offense for 2 years, and now we having a change. So we're gonna see what LSU does going forward. But I think that's a big deal going forward for LSU, man. I think that's a big deal going forward because just from the standpoint of being consistent and having consistency, man. I think Brian Kelly needs to go in a younger direction. Somebody less proven who may want to stay 4 or 5 years and create a system at LSU. I know that's easier said than done, especially if you have some success going, at that on the offensive side of the ball. If you win a championship, a lot of other teams come calling and might want to poach some of your staff. But man, Mike Denbrock produced a Heisman winning quarterback this year in Jaden Daniels. So if you say it's not a big loss, I think you're mistaken because he definitely had the system in place. He had the offense. He had the play calling. He put Jaden Daniels in some good situations to make plays this year. So I think that's a big loss, bro. Let me know what y'all think in the chat, man. What y'all think about Mike Denbrock leaving LSU for Notre Dame? The only thing I would say is like I think LSU is a better program than Notre Dame. I mean, look at the last 20 years. LSU has 3 championships in the last 20 years to Notre Dame's 0. So I mean, money. Notre Dame did offer more money than LSU did because Mike Denbrock did. Was supposedly he had signed a deal, a contract extension with LSU a couple months ago, but I was informed that that deal was never signed, and Texas A&M came in and offered more money, and then Notre Dame came in and did the same, and they was able to get Mike Denbrock out of Baton Rouge, bro. So I think that's a big loss. Um, just from the standpoint of consistency, bro. It's been a long time since LSU had some type of consistency, bro. So it'll be nice to see going forward, man. Just if we can have some type of consistency, man. And the next question will be, who should be LSU's next offensive coordinator? Right now, I don't have anybody particularly in mind, but we have to get somebody in there who understands the skill set of the team. I think like in the Les Miles era and last year with Brian Kelly, it took them a while to understand the skill set of the team, who should be in what position, what plays should be ran, what players should have the ball in their hand. I think it took them a while to get to that point. You know, so you have to hire somebody with the mindset of using the skill set that you have with the players that you have to create the best offense for what you have. Garrett Nussmeier is no Jaden Daniels. You know what I'm saying? He can't extend the play quite the same the way that Jaden Daniels did. He's not as explosive as Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels is a generational talent. So man, we can see this is the Nussmeier era going forward. But you have to bring in somebody who can who has a modern type of system that understands what direction football is going in, and and be it's in a creative offensive mind. Like LSU definitely needs a creative offensive mind going forward, man. That's going to be very, very important for the LSU Tigers, man. Because if they don't have that, then they're not going to have a chance to beat the Ole Miss. You see what Ole Miss is doing in the transfer portal. You see what Alabama has been in the stable of consistency they have been over the last 15 years, pretty much. You see what Georgia is doing. You know, you see Texas, who will be in the SEC next year. They in the college football playoff. Bama is in the college football playoff. Oklahoma is coming over here with it on their mind. So, you know, we got to be able to call plays because Oklahoma, A&M, all these schools is coming, you know. So LSU got to make the right move, man. I don't have anybody. What y'all think? Who y'all think should be the next offensive coordinator in Baton Rouge, man? Y'all let me know what y'all think about that, bro. Let me know what y'all think. Who should be the next coordinator in Baton Rouge, man? A name that I could think of right now, Chip Kelly is without a job right now, if I'm not mistaken. Chip Kelly was at UCLA. He was fired, I think, mid-season or either before the season. I can't remember. But I think I like Chip Kelly. I think Chip Kelly is a name to watch out for. I think we should bring somebody in here that's experienced, but on the younger side. I think Chip Kelly is you know, is kind of, he ain't old, but he's up there, you know. He's not young either, but I think we need a fresh mind, man. Now, you know, the obvious answer is Joe Brady. I think a lot of LSU fans would like to see that. I think a lot of LSU fans would like to see Joe Brady back in Baton Rouge, man. I'm one of those people, but I'm not so sure he would do that. He got a I think he's with the Browns. What school? What team is Joe Brady with right now? Is it the Steelers? It could be the Steelers. I can't remember who's no, is the Bills. I can't remember which one of those NFL teams that Joe Brady is with right now, but he's doing well. So I don't know. I don't think Joe Brady is on the table right now. I would like a Lane Kiffin disciple. Um, I'm trying to think of somebody else. I can't think of too many people that, you know, could come in right now, you know, and really make a difference at LSU. But hopefully, we get somebody with some experience, who has flexibility with their play calling, and who has been proven to do it. You know, we need somebody that's proven, who has been proven and can do it. You know, I don't think we need to go the Ed Orgeron route and hire somebody who has no experience calling plays and never been a play caller. I don't think we can go that route either. I think we gotta be somewhere in the middle. Somebody who's trying to make a name for themselves, who's brilliant, who can put the players in the best position to make plays. Because LSU always gonna have the talent. We right here in the most talented state in the country in Louisiana, and that's not debatable. I mean, y'all, like I said, my platform is open for debate. So if y'all want to come in and debate me about this, let me know. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully LSU made the right decision, man. Let's move on to another topic too, man. Now I've been hearing, this is nothing official, but I've been hearing on some of these message boards on Facebook and some of these other social media platforms that Brian Kelly could potentially be leaving LSU for Michigan if Brian Kelly, I'm sorry, if John Harbaugh, is it Jim? Oh no, I'm sorry. John is his brother in Baltimore for the Baltimore Ravens, but it's some talk that if Jim Harbaugh leaves Michigan for the NFL, that Brian Kelly could potentially go to Michigan. So that's another thing that we got to look out for too. To be honest with you, it doesn't scare me. It doesn't scare me because I think Brian Kelly is a pretty good coach, but I'm not so sure that he's the right coach for LSU. Don't get me wrong, he's on the verge to winning 10 games back-to-back seasons because I think LSU will beat Wisconsin on tomorrow. But he's on the verge of having 2 10-win seasons. But I think at times he could have got a little bit more out of the teams that he had. Like this year, he had a Heisman winning quarterback, and the defense was horrific. I'm sorry. I was trying to find a better word, but the defense was horrific this year for LSU. So, you know, if we had a middle of the pack defense this year, LSU wins a national championship. So, you know, I think Brian Kelly has underachieved a little bit at LSU. While I think he's still doing pretty good job, I think something I felt like at times that something had been left out on the field. I felt like he didn't maximize the player's potential all the time. And you know, a player like Jaden Daniels is who he is. Jaden Daniels would have been good at any school, right? You know, especially had he been put in the right system and situation to be good, to be great. But I don't know. It doesn't scare me though. I feel like LSU can get somebody better, and I mean that by saying like somebody more innovative, somebody that's a play caller who can who can take control of the team and and kind of bring some type of excitement. I feel like Brian Kelly doesn't bring excitement to the program. He's an older guy, kind of politically correct. He don't really cuss. You know what I'm saying? Don't really get riled up. Like I feel like he's not the right guy for the identity of LSU. Cause if you're from Louisiana, you know this. Like we some like animated people. Like we like real like hype. You know what I'm saying? We like we thrive on being hype. You know what I'm saying? And Brian Kelly is not that guy. He's like cool, calm, collective, gonna always say the right thing. Like that's why I thought Ed Orgeron was the perfect guy for LSU. Had he had been more, you know, you know what I'm saying. Ed had some scandals and stuff like that, but had he had been more clean with it, Ed Orgeron was the perfect guy for LSU football. Had he been able to hire better coordinators, outside of that Joe Brady hire, he really hadn't hired the right people on his staff. But I feel like Brian Kelly leaves a lot on the field a lot of the times with LSU. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I say about Brian Kelly. But there is some rumors that Brian Kelly could potentially be headed to Michigan if Jim Harbaugh decides to go back to the NFL. I don't know what to think about that right now. I don't see any major news outlets reporting that, but I have seen some talk on social media. One particular media personality in general put that out there. So I don't know, man. But I think it doesn't scare me though. I think LSU can do better. Just my opinion on Brian Kelly. I don't think Brian Kelly is a bad coach. I just feel like it's not a good fit. I feel like he's not a good fit for LSU. And I said that when they hired him. I want them to hire somebody younger and somebody with energy. That's what I wanted LSU to do when they hired Brian Kelly. I was a little disappointed in that move when they hired him. So I'm not the biggest Brian Kelly fan. If you want me to be honest with you, because I do feel like he leaves a lot on the field. And this is some certain news though. This is some news that I've has been confirmed by Ian Rappaport of ESPN. That Dennis Allen will return next season to coach the New Orleans Saints. And as a Saints fan, you know, as a Saints fan, I know a lot of Saints fans is fed up about that. I know a lot of Saints fans is fed up about that. I'm one of them because while the Saints sit at 8-8, I believe they're 8-8 this year, right? After the win over Tampa Bay today, the Saints are 8-8, and had the Saints not had the easiest schedule in the NFL, it'll be a lot worse. And to hear that he's coming back this year, Dennis Allen, I'm sorry, next year, there are reports that Dennis Allen will come back next year to coach the New Orleans Saints. It's been reported by Ian Rappaport of ESPN. Pretty credible source, you know. And I think it's a little disappointing for Who That Nation, bro. It's a little disappointing because at times this year, Dennis Allen has lacked accountability as a head coach. He makes excuses for Derek Carr. He he doesn't like take self accountability. It's always somebody else's fault. And it's like him and Derek Carr has this pact together. It's like they live and die together, right? They kind of joined at the hip a little bit. You know, Derek Carr has not looked great this year at all. He hasn't even looked good this year. And too many times I've seen Dennis Allen defend him when he should be critiquing him, Derek Carr. You know? So going back to last year, what we seen last year and what we seen this year, there has not been much improvement because our record is almost identical. So just I don't get this move, and I think the Saints are going to lose the fan base with this move. And I think I'm one of those guys. So I'm like going into next season. I nothing's telling me that I should be looking for the Saints to be a contender next year if we keep Dennis Allen, because I think the Saints need to clean house and start over. You know, a lot of this staff is still Sean Payton's staff. That Sean Payton had hired, and Dennis Allen kind of piggyback, off of Sean Payton's success and Drew Brees' success in New Orleans. So, when bringing in Derek Carr, it seems like that Dennis Allen and Derek Carr is all buddy. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like at times during the season they have lacked accountability. From the head coach and from the quarterback, the two most important characters, on the football team. You know what I'm saying? So, and even I would even say what Mickey Loomis does this too. The Saints general manager, they deflect any blame from Derek Carr. Like I've listened to some of those interviews, bro, and it's just like, oh well, it's like always an excuse. Even when Derek Carr throws a pick six, it's like, oh well, the safety made a good play. Like, what are you talking about, bro? You threw it in a pick six. Like, what do you mean to say the safety made a good play? Or did you just make a bad throw? You know what I'm saying? It's lack of accountability. Like, honestly, I want to see Derek Carr and Dennis Allen going up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is my opinion. But there are reports that Dennis Allen will be the Saints coach coming into next year. What do y'all think about that? Let me know in the chat, man. What do y'all think about Dennis Allen coming back to the New Orleans Saints, man? Shout out to everybody that's on Instagram right now. I gotta shout out Instagram because this is only my second time going live on Instagram, man. Y'all give me some feedback. DM me. I'm not so sure if I can see y'all comments on Instagram. So leave me a DM and let me know what you think about the show, man. Let me know on Instagram what y'all think, man. Shout out to everybody else on Instagram, man. Shout out to all of our Miami Fitness athletes. But we are getting reports that Dennis Allen is returning back to the Saints on next season. That's disappointing news for a lot of Who Dat Nation, bro. I know it is. It's disappointing for me as well, bro. So, man, I don't know what to think about that, to be honest with you. I don't know what to think. I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel about Dennis Allen coming back next year. I was hoping him and Derek Carr will be out of New Orleans next year, but it looks like we're going to have to deal with them another year, bro. It just for me, with Dennis Allen, it's no identity that he has created with the team. Like, we don't know what we're trying to do on offense most of the time. Defense is aging. Defense is still solid though. Defense, we still have a championship defense in New Orleans, and I think Dennis Allen should get that credit. And I think that may be the only reason why he's retaining his job, because the Saints probably still has a top 10 defense in the NFL right now. If the problems on offense could be corrected, I think Dennis Allen would look a lot better had he had a better offensive coordinator to call plays and a better quarterback. A quarterback and an OC can make a head coach look great. Look at Bill Belichick, right? Look at Bill Belichick. Like look what Bill Belichick done with the Patriots. Since Tom Brady has left, he has not looked the same. You know, because he had great quarterback play. But Bill Belichick is a defensive guy like Dennis Allen. But if you can have a great quarterback and a great offensive coordinator, then you can do pretty good and if you're a great defensive minded head coach and a good offense, that's Super Bowl. And that's pretty much what Bill Belichick has done in New England for all these years, bro. But Dennis Allen is not Bill Belichick, So I don't know how to feel about this, and I think the Saints are going to lose the fan base with this move. I think it was time for change in New Orleans. I thought we should have brought an offensive-minded head coach that can call plays. That's how I felt. I feel like the Saints should have got a guy like that. They should have got a guy that can call plays and that was a leader of men. I don't know who that guy would have been, but I think the Saints should have went that way. But like right now, we are reporting that Dennis Allen is returning to New Orleans next year, man. We're gonna knock out a couple more topics. Let's get into these Saints, bro. My allergies starting to act up a little bit, bro. So y'all see me drinking a little body arm over here. Wait a minute. I'm over here in Las Vegas, Nevada, y'all, for New Year's, man. Happy New Year's to y'all, man. Happy New Year's. I wish y'all blessings and prosperity for everybody that's live right now. We getting ready to get out of here. I want y'all to enjoy y'all New Year. I'm gonna enjoy mine as well. But let's cover these Saints before we go. The Saints beat the Buccaneers 23-13. Impressive win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. Derek Carr looked pretty good today. I must admit. We're gonna get credit where credit is due. I've been very critical of Derek Carr, but we're gonna give credit where credit is due. Derek Carr was pretty good today. Was game managed. Um, at least today he was a game manager today. Pretty good performance by Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints. Man, shout out to the Saints for that win today, bro. We needed it was a much needed win today, bro. But Derek Carr was pretty good today, man. He was 24 of 32, 197 yards, 2 touchdowns. The stats doesn't blow you out the water, but I thought he did a good job of managing the game today. Great defensive performance. This defense played championship level football. The Saints defense played championship level football today, man. The offense played championship level football today. If the Saints could play like this going forward, if they somehow sneak into the playoffs, it's not looking good for the Saints for the playoffs. It's looking like they may miss the playoffs because the Saints has to beat Atlanta, which is not an easy task for the Saints. Y'all know how that Saints and Falcons rivalry go. So in order for the Saints to win, in order for the Saints to make the playoffs, they have to beat the Atlanta Falcons next week, and the Buccaneers have to lose to the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers, who quarterback threw for only 100 yards today and a couple interceptions. I don't like our chances. I don't like our chances of making the playoffs. It's been a great season. Nah, I know I'm lying. It's been a horrible season. All right. We watched Derek Carr just play bad this year. Defense aging. Defense still held their own this year. Don't get me wrong. DeMario Davis still playing great football. The Saints secondary is probably the positive. The Saints secondary is probably the best position group on the Saints football team. So there's some positives here. You know, the Saints offense moved the ball well today. Derek Carr played better. The running game looked great today. Alvin Kamara looked like Alvin Kamara once again. Um, Defense looked great. They stopped the running game. Baker Mayfield looked average. They held back Baker Mayfield to a very mediocre day. Baker Mayfield, well, he got some garbage yards. Most of these yards are garbage yards. So he was 22 of 33, 309 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But he played a lot worse than that. The defense made him look a lot more average than what those stats suggest. I would say, but the Saints did take care of business. But the Bucks did outgain the Saints. They outgained the Saints. 349 to 310 in total yards. But the Saints was able to pull it off. The Saints was able to pull it off, man. So shout out to the Saints. Let's give Dennis Adams some credit. The Saints are sitting at 8-8. The Bucks are sitting at 8-8. But like I said, we need for the Bucks to lose to the Panthers. I don't like the chances, bro. Let me read out the stats today for the Panthers, and I'm gonna let you make your own decision about if the Saints have a chance to make the playoffs. I think the Saints can beat the Falcons, but I don't think the Panthers can beat the Buccaneers. So let me pull these stats up for y'all right quick on this game for the Carolina Panthers. So first of all, the Panthers was beat 26-0 today. They didn't score nothing, not a field goal, not a safety, not nothing. So Bryce Young, bro. Bryce Young might be the worst quarterback I've ever seen in the NFL. And I hate to say that. He a black quarterback. I made a case for black quarterbacks earlier in the show today, but Bryce Young has looked horrible this year. I'm telling you, it's been some of the worst quarterback play. Like him and Zach Wilson is like running a race with each other. But Zach Wilson has been in the league 2 years now versus Bryce Young's first year. But Bryce Young has looked bad this year, man. It's been bad. He was 19 of 32, 112 yards and an interception. 112 yards. On the season, Bryce Young has thrown for 2,700 yards, 11 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. I don't know. I don't like the chances of the Panthers beating the Buccaneers. So the Saints will probably be at home with the rest of us watching the Super Bowl, watching the NFL playoffs, watching the NFL playoffs. I'm sorry to say it. That is what it is. But the Saints did look pretty good today. Defense stepped up. Derek Carr played his probably his best football all year. And the last question I got for y'all, and we're gonna get y'all out of here. I know it's New Year's, man. Happy New Year's to y'all. But my last question is: have the Saints arrived? When I typed this question, I laughed at myself. I truly did. I don't know why I typed this question, to be honest with you. Have the Saints arrived? No, they have not arrived. Offense at times still looked at mediocre. When I say that, it was just kind of like, at times it still looked at kind of vanilla, but they did move the ball pretty well. The running game was was pretty good, but this is the worst division in football in the NFC South. So I don't know how to judge it because the Saints and the Buccaneers have underachieved this year. You know, I seen a graphic where the Saints against winning teams, the Buccaneers and the Saints are one of the worst in football. Against teams with a record at 500 or better, I think the Buccaneers are 1-6, and the Saints are 1-5 against winning teams this year on their schedule. So I don't know what to make about that, about the Saints win today, but they did look better than they have all season. I have seen some progress towards the end of this season with the Saints, but I still just don't believe in it. Even if the Saints were to somehow get into the playoffs, I think I know we first round we done because we're not beating any of those other wild card teams. It's some pretty good wild card teams that's going to be in the playoffs this year. The Dallas Cowboys will be a wild card team this year. Let me see. Did the Eagles win today? Yeah. No. Oh, I don't know. Well, Dallas might have actually took back control of the division. Let me see. Yeah. So the Cowboys won today. So the Cowboys may be back in first place in their division. So the Eagles could be the wild card team that the Saints or the Buccaneers have to play. And I don't even think it's a contest. The Saints don't beat the Eagles or the Cowboys. You know, so I don't know. I don't think the Saints have arrived. I mean, like I said, I laughed when I wrote that question. But they got some teams out here that's pretty good. That's gonna be in that wild card round. The Los Angeles Rams may be in the wild card. Might be a wild card. The Eagles could be a wild card. It's gonna be a wild card team. It's looking like that now. So I don't like the Saints' chances. Have they arrived? No. Have they looked better? Yes. So I ended on that note, y'all. But look, man, I definitely want to thank my supporters, bro. I started this podcast about 3 months ago. Um, and I really, really appreciate the support that I'm getting. It's actually close to the 4 months that we've been going live north of the lake with your boy Money Mon, man. Shout out to everybody that has supported. You know what I'm saying. So I want to thank y'all, man. Going into this next year, the content is gonna get better, y'all. I promise y'all that. Shout out to everybody that's on Facebook, on YouTube, that's on X, formerly known as Twitter. Everybody that's on Instagram, you know what I'm saying. It's gonna get better, but I'm getting a lot of positive feedback from the podcast. A lot of people seem to like it. I get stops in public now, saying how much people like the podcast and everything like that. I just want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart, man. It took me a while to do this. I'm a little camera shy. I'm still getting used to this. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like we got something here, bro. So, as long as y'all keep supporting me, I'm gonna keep putting this content out here, man. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, y'all. I pray that y'all New Year is full of prosperity and blessings. I pray that blessings rain down on y'all coming into this new year. I'm out here in Las Vegas, man. I'm trying to enjoy myself out here tomorrow for New Year's. I may even, get into something tonight. But man, I really appreciate y'all supporting me and my platform. It's only gonna get better, y'all. Like I said, when I'm not in studio, it's a little hard for me to put out the best content, but I'm still gonna put out the content. I'm still gonna give y'all these hot takes. I'm still gonna, be myself. I'm still gonna give y'all something to talk about. So I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the support. And like I said, man, y'all have the best year going into this next year. I pray that y'all year is full of blessings and everything. I pray that you get everything that you ever dreamed of, all the goals that you write down. Write your goals down. I'm a believer in that, writing things down. Write your goals down. And start and just go to work. Write it down and go to work. Start crossing things off your list, and you're gonna look up and be like, "Wow, I really did that. I really set my goals this year, and I really did that, man." So write all your goals down, man, that you want to accomplish in this new year, and you can do it, man. Anything is possible. That's what the Bible says. Anything is possible for those who believe, man. I'm a firm believer in that, man. Like I said, I'm getting ready to close things out for the new year. Thank y'all for watching this live. Thank y'all for supporting all of my content, man. And I do want to say that my Instagram, my Facebook, and my TikTok was hacked by hackers. So a lot of my content is gone off of those pages, but they are still on YouTube. So I do appreciate y'all for supporting me, man. They try to take me out, but I'm gonna still keep going. You know what I'm saying? That's who I am. I'm just keep going. I don't give up there either. You know what I'm saying? So all the content is still on YouTube, most of it at least. So I thank y'all for supporting me, man. I pray that y'all have a good night tonight. Y'all be safe out there, man. Don't get on that road and start drinking and driving. Don't turn up too much. But y'all have fun for me, man. I'm out here in my truck right now. I'm about to go see what Las Vegas got to offer for me, man. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you and your family. Thank y'all for supporting your boy north of the lake. I'm out here in the West Coast right now. I'm not north of the lake, but I'm on the West Coast. But shout out to everybody back at home. Shout out to all my subscribers. Y'all support me, man. Y'all continue to support me. Subscribe on YouTube. That's NOTL Mun on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell on YouTube as well, so y'all know when I go live, man. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. Happy New Year, y'all. I'm about to sign out, but thank y'all for tuning in each and every week. This is episode 15. We're gonna keep going in 2024. We wish you the best of luck. Y'all take care. Y'all have a good night, man. Thank y'all, and thank y'all, bro.